And now more with Governor Christie.
On the subject of immigration, are you for a path to citizenship?
No, I think that's an extreme way to go. And I think that, quite frankly, what Hillary Clinton is doing right now is pandering. That's pandering. We need to have an intelligent conversation about this and bring the American people along to where we can find consensus. That's been the failure of this president. You don't build consensus by executive order. And it's been the failure by those who are trying to just pander to make political points out of this. So no, I don't believe that's the way to go, and I don't believe that's where the American people are.
So you say now that you are not for a path to citizenship, but back in 2010, you said on This Week that you were. What changed?
Well, I think I've learned over time about this issue and done a lot more work on it. And I think, everyone has to do what you need to do to be able to get educated on these issues and learn. And back in 2010, I was in my first couple of months as a governor. I've now learned some of the ramifications for all these things. And what I'm saying now is that we've got to come up with a solution for it. But I think that just immediately going to a path to citizenship, as Hillary Clinton is proposing to do, it's just pandering. It's politics. It's not based upon an educated study of the issue.
In-state tuition for the children of illegal immigrants. That was something you were once against, and then you signed a bill making it law in New Jersey.
I did.
Why?
Because it made economic sense to do it. The reason I was against it in the beginning was economic. We did not have the money in the budget to be able to sustain that. As times got better in New Jersey, we already invest almost $18,000 per pupil per year in our K-12 education. It doesn't make sense, if we're paying for that education, to make it more difficult, more expensive for those folks to get a better education. We're already investing in it.
And to the argument that folks say that's a magnet, you say what?
It's not a magnet in New Jersey. People are not coming to New Jersey to get a little bit off on their tuition.
Would you reverse President Obama's executive action on illegal immigration?
Yes.
Right away?
Yeah, because I believe it's illegal.
So you signed a law that allows for in-state tuition for the children of illegal immigrants. You once supported a path to citizenship. You supported Common Core. And the NRA gives you a C grade. So how do you get right with the GOP on those issues?
Well, first off, I think that the NRA grade is based as much upon what the state laws in New Jersey are now, many of which existed before I was governor. If they look at some of the actions I've taken over the course of time, I think most folks will be pretty happy with the actions that I've taken from a Second Amendment perspective, pardoning certain individuals who I think were put in a bad way by laws that I think are overreaching. The veto that I did of a decrease in the magazine size from 15 to 10, a veto of a bill that would have expanded the weapons covered by an assault weapons ban in New Jersey. You're never going to be perfect with any group on any issue. But I think when folks look at what my record has been, it's a conservative record in New Jersey. I think they'll be pretty happy with it.
Hillary Clinton, should the DOJ be investigating what kind of donations the Clinton Foundation received while she was Secretary of State, or what emails she received and sent while she was Secretary of State and had a server at home?
Well, listen, I think the server at home business is just absolutely incredible. That you would be Secretary of State and be working off a private email and then be deleting and destroying that stuff is just incredible to me. And having worked in the government for a period of time, I can't imagine that kind of thing. For instance, whenever that stuff is asked for, from a legal process perspective, we turn it over and we have it. And on the contribution thing, all that stuff should be in accordance with the law. And if there's a suspicion that it's violated the law, then the appropriate authority should be looking at it. Everyone should be subject to that. I certainly have been. Everyone else should be. There's
been a debate set off in this country recently about police tactics and tolerance for riots after what we saw in Ferguson and Baltimore. Do you consider yourself a zero-tolerance Rudy Giuliani type of guy, or would you favor more the approach taken by the Baltimore mayor?
Now, I don't think I'm either one of those. I think if you want to know what I'm like, you take a look at what's happening in Camden, New Jersey, which at one time was the most dangerous city in America. We fired the entire Camden City Police Department, brought in a new police department with over 400 new members as opposed to 240 before, and they have been emphasizing community policing and involvement in the community, walking beats, riding bicycles on beats, being involved with the public in Camden. And what you've seen in the last 2 years is a 55% reduction in murders in Camden, and you see that the public in the main is trusting the police department to do the right thing.
Carly Fiorina said on our show that she said, quote, "We are all relieved." She said, we're all relieved to see those 6 cops get arrested in Baltimore. Do you share that feeling?
No, I don't. I want justice to be done, whatever justice is. And that those 6 police officers deserve the presumption of innocence, just like anybody else in our society deserves it.
Great to see you, Governor.
Good to see you too, Megyn.
Thank you.
Thanks.